Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and I need the light to focus on me. Come on. Tap, tap. There we go. Hopefully that'll stay. Uh, all right. This is I Love You But I Lied from LMN, which I believe is the Lifetime Movie Network. And this is not a movie. It is a series of 6 episodes in season 1 and 1 episode in season Other. I don't get it either, but that other one is I have to show it to you. It's just I think it's this whole thing is structured to be salacious. Um, come on, go over to season Other. It has 1 episode called "I Love You But I Lied" after dark. Okay, like somehow that is going to be a little bit more titillating than what we've already got. I don't know. It's Lifetime, as you know, is known for, just like the Hallmark Channel and a number of others, are known for their kind of holiday romance kind of stories. Very often, you'll find the busy executive in the big city having to go back home to her family for some reason during Christmas time, and she's too busy for a relationship. She can't possibly make that work. But then she's introduced to a handsome, rugged young man in boots and plaid, and he's a beer drinking but family. He's got a son or a daughter after he loses his wife in a car accident, and it's very sad. But he seems a little smart alecky and off putting at first, but he does great things, charity for the community. He's just a great guy, and she's got too many walls up. But eventually Santa Claus maybe makes them spend more time together, and then they fall in love and Merry Christmas. That's what a Lifetime Network holiday movie is all about, in one long sentence. But this is just kind of the polar opposite. This is like the bad boy of the Lifetime Network. I mean, yeah, there's bad guys in some Lifetime Network movies, but these are supposedly based on true stories, true events, true happenings between couples, possibly more. I haven't watched all the episodes. I just watched 1. But each episode has 2 stories. So it's 41 minutes long on the average. And so you can split that up, 20 minutes per story, and it goes fast. It's a good clip. You don't get bored with these stories, although some things feel a little bit dragged out at times, especially when somebody is quibbling over whether they believe this secret they've just found out is true. They're really struggling with it. And yes, it's a kind of thing that if you found out about your significant other, yes, you would struggle with that a lot. But the weird thing about this is that it's not a movie. It's not a documentary. It's not like a short story. There's no narrator. There's no, here's the issue, and now we're going to see how it all rolls out, and this is what happened after the end. No. It's treated as if it's like an episode of The Office. But because it's filmed as if somebody is, got a camera in the bushes while this couple has a argument or a discussion about their future or what happened in their past, and secrets coming out left and right. And there's also every once in a while the actors, of course they're actors, with just the 2 stories I've seen in the first episode, you're not going to get the real people on camera. There's no cameras following around those real people if they had happened the way they had happened. There's nobody's going like, this is my life, you witnessed it. Like, they're literally confessing to crimes to each other. Like, the characters are confessing to crimes to each other in front of a camera crew, like they would be in The Office, following around Jim and Pam and Michael and everybody else. And just every once in a while there's a cutaway and they talk to the camera person about what's going on inside their head. So yeah, it's like The Office, but like, what if Jim and Pam... It's much darker than, are Jim and Pam dating? Do they really like each other? No, this is just bonkers. At this point, I'm going to spoil the stories. I don't know if I'll spoil the very ending. There's like an ending kind of twist at the end of these 2 stories. I don't know if I'll spoil that, but I'm gonna spoil the main structured story, the problem that arises between these couples, the betrayal that happens with these couples. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to give you the final whoop at the very end, because it's that just bonkers. Because again, these are supposed to be based on real stories, but it feels like something mixed out of Penthouse Forum and, well, TMZ and your average weekday soap opera that's been around TV for 50 years. Looking for, like, there's no aliens that show up or that, somebody with a freeze ray to freeze the town of Port Charles. No, there's none of that. There's just some wacky family stuff. These are not family friendly stories. But another way, I guess you could call it that. I don't know. I'll get to that. Our first story features a young couple. They've gotten to know each other. They met at a bar, I guess, but they're good friends. It turns out they have a lot in common. They're from the same hometown. I think they're living and working in New York City at this time. So yeah, that hometown connection really connects the two of them. She's 35, he's 28, so there's a bit of age discrepancy that kind of makes her hesitate as she tells the cameraman, as if they were following them in real time, as if this is actually the real people. Understand, and it's not like it's a surprise or hard to understand. These are actors, and I would give them credit that if they're doing this like with some structure, if they're improvising some of their lines and how they react or how hard they react to certain things, I give them credit. It's a believable scenario in if only in the way people would react to getting this kind of news about their significant other. So I don't everybody mostly looks the same, and I can't tell who is who in this IMDb list. But so I'm just going to say our female protagonist in this first story, she, like you said, she's dating this guy. He's a little bit younger, but it's all right. They really connect. They have good chemistry. The fact that they came from the same hometown and grew up there, it's kind of it's neat. And she's looking. She has an issue where they're hanging out with friends. She's explaining to her friends that she's really trying to seek out somebody that she wants to reconnect with in her life. She gave up her son for adoption when she was really young. She had a baby when she was in her early mid-teens, and she couldn't take care of it. And she's just like, okay, well, I have to give it up. So, all right. And by the way, this should have been the first tip-off. Her boyfriend also is adopted, so he's really supportive of this. And it's just, hey, you know what? It's he feels proud of her for wanting to find a reason to connect again with the child she had to give up. Although that isn't always noble. That sometimes that child has a life and is secure in their life, and they may not know they're adopted. So it might be something that doesn't come into play because that's not part of the story. He decides to buy another round of drinks. The bartender asks him for his ID. He has to pull out his ID, but the girls, our female, the woman, the girlfriend, she and her friend grab the ID and go, oh, look at that! Let's check out his funny, silly ID picture. He's so young there. Oh my gosh. And she doesn't notice it, but her friend does. She goes, you know that his birth date is the exact same birth date as your son. And he said he was born in Doylestown, or wherever it was. I think it was Doylestown, possibly. It sounds like a Pennsylvania place. That's weird. Now that it can't be that they couldn't be. That couldn't happen because she was at a certain age and he's 28. Oh wait, on the ID it shows he's 21. 35 minus 21 is 14. She had a baby when she was 14. And now the odds of this happening are incredibly unlikely. That just, how could this have happened? Oh my gosh. She's been dating this man for a good 3 months at least. And this one you just go, what? And she spends much of her time denying it, going, oh no, that can't be possible. This is just a weird coincidence. And as it becomes more and more apparent, she becomes distant from him. She's not sure what she wants to do, and to even bring it up to him, it just seems weird and creepy. And to even suggest it to him would ruin their relationship if it turns out to be just a complete crazy coincidence. And her friends, tries to give her encouragement to figure this out. You don't want to ignore it totally. And there's not a real easy, sneaky way to go, hey, could you take a DNA test? Let's compare DNA. Because I think you're my son, that we've been dating for a couple months now. Okay. And she eventually does, confront him with this. It's they're watching TV on the couch, and he's getting all little handsy, and she's just like, I'm wearing a coat tonight. I think I'm getting smushed here. I think I'm going to just move over. I think I'm going to go. So if it's true, she's really, really concerned. She's worried that it could be true. Too many things are falling into place. So when she confronts him, he's blown away too. She's like, no, come on. And he's kind of distraught by this as well. And he agrees to take the test to compare it. And it's, yeah. But they're they don't see each other for a while until the tests come back. They meet, in Central Park. This I think was actually shot. It feels like it was shot in Central Park. There's some places that looked familiar. Either that, or they just did a really good job of filming it in Toronto or something, just to save some money. But they meet on a bench in Central Park where they can't get all humpy if it turns out to be wrong. Guess what? They come back negative. It's not a match. Whew. Oh my God. Let's frame this. Oh my gosh. But you know what? This is just too much. I think we just need to go our separate ways. And they do. And 6 months later, they decide, hey, let's get together. Just get a drink. See how each other's doing. See if we're, are you dating somebody? How's it going at work? And, yeah. And they're like, the connection's still there. All right, let's go make out in the bathroom. Just at the restaurant, just hook up in there. Let's just hook up in there. And again, this is being treated as if it's real. We know it's not real. These are recreations. But if this was real, there's no way anybody would look into a documentarian's camera and go, well, yeah, I had my friend take the test, not me. He went back to dating his mom. And she's none the wiser. Smash to Black, second story. This is just a messed up Twilight Zone. It's a messed up Twilight Zone without any Rod Serling or any kind of, metaphor for society, although it could be a metaphor. I don't know. But second story is called Caught. First one was called Adopted. The second one's called Caught. And Caught, well, somebody's running a bed and breakfast. I'm not sure where they are. Sometimes it's a nice bed and breakfast. It's got, just just older rooms and things like that. Just it's not like a standard hotel or anything else. And it's run by a couple that are newly married. They've been married for a few years. They've been married. They went on a vacation. And she leaves. The mom who owns the place leaves the running of the business to her children, who young people, looks like college age, brother and a sister. And big secret comes out at one point. The stepdad, the newish husband, he's always been good to the kids. They show their affection, but the brother finds out that he's been cheating on his mom. How does he know this? He confesses this to his sister, by the way. How does he know this? Well, he set up a camera in one of the rooms and is filming everything that goes on in there. And guess what goes on in there? Yeah. And he happened to catch stepdad with another woman. Well, first of all, why is there a camera in that room? That's like a federal crime, right? That's a felony. That's invasion of privacy. That's pretty dang bad. Anybody finds out about this bed and breakfast is ruined. The sister's like, oh, you okay, we see the proof, but man, you gotta get that camera out of there now. Okay. And she's really mad. She's really mad. Rightfully so. But why are you filming that? Are you just some sort of pervert that gets off on this? No, I'm filming it so other perverts can get off on it. He's taking the footage, chopping it up, and putting the videos up on the internet. He's making thousands per month. Pervert is subjective. Just saying. It's no hate. But still, the point is, he's committing a crime by having this. And the funny thing is, when she finally gets the opportunity, she goes into that room and just finds the camera. Somehow, he's like, that's really weird that she found that camera so easily. But why she was so intent on getting rid of that camera? Because he caught her on camera with stepdad. Yeah, there's another twist. And she's like, don't tell Mom. I don't want her to hate me. I'm fine with them breaking up, but I don't want her to hate me. So by the time they come back from their vacation, the kids are like, hey. He's like, brother goes, I got to tell you, Mom. I got to tell you, I think your husband's been cheating on you. Here's some proof. Here's some video proof, but not the sister video. Which, by the way, he didn't watch fully. He just, when he saw that it was his sister and stepdad, he just sort of closed the laptop, as one does, and it's all taken care of. And by the way, after he realizes that she was involved, like if he's been taking care, putting all these videos up on the internet, how did he miss that one? Like he had to dig through 6 months worth of video, and she said it was only that one time 6 months ago. Okay. He tells Mom that he's been cheating on her. Here's a video of him with some strange woman. Oh my God, no, I'm going to divorce him, blah, blah, blah. And while as she confronts her husband, she realizes, the sister realizes that brother has spilled the beans on the affair. Sister walks in and goes, it was only that one time. Confessing, even though that was not part of the confession, the original confession, confessing that she had done the dirty deed with stepdaddy. Making it worse, of course. Mom says, get out. You're not allowed to be here. Although I think at one point she also says that she yells at her soon-to-be ex-husband that she was only 16. And it was 6 months ago? So she's 17 when 16 still, or 17 at least. And it gets worse. It gets worse. And so, yeah, he's out of her life. Sister is kicked out of the house. She's not trusted. And again, this is all supposed to have happened in real life. It's based on the stories. It feels like it was just based on a soap opera. The last twist, the final thing, we get a follow up. I don't know how many months or years had passed since the big revelation. I glanced away at that point. I couldn't zoom in on that scene. Mom and son are running the bed and breakfast now. She does not seem to mind that he put the camera back up in that room and is filming people and is putting them up on the internet, and that she gets half the cut of everything he makes. So he's pulling in $4,000 a month. She's getting $2,000. And the very last scene we get is, oh, you're the Smith family. The Smith family. You're the Smith couple. Oh, welcome. We're going to put you up in the Jefferson room or whatever it is. And we'll put you up in that room. And you know that she knows the camera is in there. She's part of the exploitation now. What if any normal person would have said, oh my gosh, this is, horrendous. This is a crime. We need to get rid of this and make sure this never happens again. She buys into it because they're struggling financially. And was like, oh, you know what? We'll just put a bunch of naked strangers on the internet, blur their faces, of course. But after a while, if anybody happens to, let's say one of their customers decides, hey, I think I like this kind of stuff, and I'm going to watch this on the internet, hey, that looks like my butt. Oh, that looks like the bed we stayed in and the room we stayed in when we were in that town. Okay, I've told you a lot. This is literally half of I'm telling you what the story is for half the episode. I'm telling you what the episode is in half the time it takes to watch it right now. So, yes, there's always a little extra dark turn to go, well, this is all justified and it's fine. Somebody made a decision. So the betrayal, you think the betrayal is the thing you see at the beginning of the story. It's the betrayal that comes at the very end. It's like a double betrayal for everybody. I don't know what these other ones have in store, but I think they came out strong if they wanted to freak people out and make them go, oh, this is like reading a dirty story on the internet. Let's turn this page. Let's watch more of these, because they have 6 episodes, 7 technically. This comes out strong in the freaky situation. So if anybody is going to be drawn in for this, it's going to be this episode. If they can handle this episode with these 2 stories, the rest of them are going to probably seem tame. I don't know. Escort Rip. That's 2 stories in the second episode. Cougar Hired. Yeah, that's gonna. Money Twins. Yeah, that's gonna be. Family Surrogate. Threesome Identity. Why is this on Disney Plus? I can see it being on Hulu. Why? I think Disney Plus knows that I'm doing these, and they're just like, we'll see if he watches this one. Like they're testing me or something. Yes, I did an episode on this, guys. Oh boy. It just doesn't feel like Disney Plus. But hey, if you're looking for something just out there, it's not true crime, because even though there are crimes that happen, everybody gets away with them. So in this story, the first story, this guy's still hooking up with his mom. Oh, can't wait is he going to pop the question? Is he ever going to tell her? I don't know. Maybe you could find a story on the internet that matches that actual story. Or the bed and breakfast with the camera. Maybe that's happening in your town. Yeah. I've talked way too much about this. If you want to have your life shaken up a little bit with some absolute stories, watch this. But let's see what we're going to watch tomorrow. 24. If you're a little bit delicate, I would stay away. 24, now this, I believe, is an actual documentary. I don't think it has actors in it. Again, please remember that this is not real. It is based on real, and it is actors. All actors. But it's an interesting way of putting it together, telling those stories. Danger Decoded is what we're watching next. So, I really don't know. At this point, the video's gone way too long, and I'm just going to tell you Danger Decoded is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.